Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing this fine Sunday? It's actually a pretty miserable Sunday. The weather is not great. The temperature's okay though, considering I've got my window open and I'm sitting here in a t-shirt. My nice Earth Love t-shirt that I got when I went away with my mom. How y'all doing? I've changed things around a little bit. Just a little bit, and by that I mean there's a cat cam now, which is wireless. Don't ask me how much that cost. Turns out wireless cams are not common. They're not a thing that a lot of people are looking for. But we have one all the same now, and occasionally Toby will sit where it is pointing. It's actually affixed to one of them bendy arm things to my bedroom door, so it's not really up for moving it around, which is fine because I can't be bothered. Yeah, bye Tobes. He sat there and then he left. Typical. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. We're just doing a nice, chill, just chatting, at least to start with this morning, because honestly I've done a lot of things going into a stream, but lately nervous has not been one of them. I've actually been quite nervous about going live again. I debated whether or not to this morning or tonight or today at all. I've been stressed, I've been excited, I've been hopeful, I've been miserable going into a stream. Don't stream when you're miserable, it never turns out that well. And I mean miserable as in literally crying like every 3 seconds miserable. That doesn't make for great streaming or great viewing, just letting you know that now, so. But it's been a long time since I've actually been nervous going into a stream, and it's entirely because of last weekend, which I do apologise, that was not planned, but then nervous breakdowns rarely are, and that's the only thing I can call it, because a lot happened last week. On top of almost accidentally beating the Dead Cells DLC and declaring myself professional roguelike streamer, which was definitely on the list of my impulsive decisions, but it's one I'm going to stand by. And I think immediately being called out on it by a game dev saying, hey, if you're a professional roguelike, why don't you play our roguelike on stream and show us how good you really, really are? They didn't say that, but it was implied. So a bit nervous about that. And then of course that 1K raid, which was insane. And I remember thinking at the time, wow, I handled that really well. And I think I did. But then I didn't. But yeah, thank you everybody again from that, who stuck around, that was pretty great. I hope you like it here. And I've made like a lot of changes this past week. I definitely needed the time off. I thought I would miss streaming, but I definitely needed the break. And I think I'm in large part streaming today just to sort of test everything that I've changed, like the cat cam. It's got a button on it, I can switch it on and off. Although if I do switch it off, it just has a freeze frame in there instead of like going dark or anything, so I'm going to try not to leave a big blur of my hand on it. But I'm also trying I'm going to try and just leave it on all stream, because who knows when Toby comes back. I don't want to have to lean over and turn it back on every time he makes an appearance, because for one, that will probably spook him, because he'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you filming me again, you weirdo? No. I mean, yes, let's be real, that's exactly what we're doing here. We are filming the cat. I'm sorry, my necklace is annoying me. I also did a little... Oh yeah, change up to a schedule change up, slight schedule change up. Well, something I've always actually been quite sad about is I generally don't have that long to stream in the evenings, because I know 7 PM doesn't seem late, and you'd think, oh, 12 midnight's pretty, let's say between 7 and 12, that's a pretty long time, but I'd like the option to stream longer without necessarily going late in the midnight, so I feel like 6 PM would be a good start, and that does mean I'll be eating my meals an hour earlier, which is fine. It's something I want to try out anyway, something I want to test. So this week, going ahead, we'll be streaming the usual days, but typically an hour earlier. Except today, and by that I mean this morning. We'll be streaming half an hour earlier, because an hour earlier, I'm still technically asleep at 10:30, so that's not really going to happen. But it'll be 6 PM tonight. And I do want to try and just play something chill. I even like reorganized my entire Steam library into like game genres, like type that they are, like turn-based, etc. And also sort of organised it. Like, I've got a Sunday and Chill tab, which has like all the chill games in it. So I do really want to just focus on chill games on Sundays. I don't know that I will ever play Age of Empires again. It's not that I don't enjoy it. It's that the only part of it that I do enjoy is the base building, and there are other better base builder games out there that where I don't have to worry about being invaded by marauders and soldiers with swords. I don't like that aspect. Every time, like, I played a little bit of Age of Empires 2 during the week where I would just build a base, and every time I got attacked it would just really bum me out. So I'm just like, I just want to chop down trees and farm and fish. That's all I want to do. You've been awake since 7:30 and you're still waking up now. Yeah, that is the thing about the early morning streams, is that I don't think I'm fully awake. No. I have been sleeping remarkably well, but I think that's partly because I just completely conked myself out streaming 6 days consecutively last week. That was a choice, not one that I want to make again, because I think sticking to my schedule is probably the best idea, because something I keep forgetting and keep having to relearn is that every time I have a great burst of energy and I'm like, I'm going to take advantage of this, that it's literally the last thing I should be doing, because every single time I do, I crash harder than I ever do before. Like, it feels like it's just an even harder crash. I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing. Don't overextend, because I'm just gonna crash even harder. It's stupid. I've done it like 3 times. Because I only get like a big burst of energy like that like every 6 months or so. And every single time it's long enough for me to forget that I shouldn't go above and beyond when I get those energy bursts. It's just like, just be normal. Act cool. I was indeed a busy bee. I've been pretty busy this last week as well. And Toby's making mischief over there. I don't know what he's doing. Toby, what are you doing? You being cute? I feel like he's mad at me. It might be because I left him alone yesterday when I went to visit my parents. He generally doesn't like it when I go away for like a full day. He wouldn't leave me alone when I got in until I gave him like a big old tummy tickle. Like a very big old tummy tickle. He wouldn't eat his evening meal either. So I'm just like, it's been the whole day, Toby. Aren't you hungry? And he's just like, tummy tickles. Yeah, that tracks. Don't it, Tobes? Cute boy. He's getting so handsome. I did have a good time with my parents. We've actually been watching through the quote-unquote good MCU movies. We rewatched Thor last night, and that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that a lot. We're also watching through the Clone Wars, which is interesting. So yeah. Just go up every couple of weeks and hang out and watch a movie. It's nice. It's real nice. I'm fucking tired. About summer schedule, I'm thinking I may actually in future forego Sunday morning streams just in the summer, because I've definitely talked about this before, but I do very much want to free up as much of my time so I can actually get back into writing. Because over the winter it really did, like, streaming did really supplant writing in a big way, where like before all I would think about was story stuff. Like, it was just constant, which was fine. It's kind of what I needed. But then when this winter happened and I hit like an all-time low energy-wise and couldn't really think straight, streaming took over, and now all I can think about is streaming. Like, all the games I want to play, like all the days I want to stream, the times, the setups, the collabs, like sorting out YouTube stuff, making thumbnails. That's all I can think about. And as much as I do love streaming, I kind of want to maximize summer to get some more writing done. So I think maybe if we drop the streams back down to just 3 a week, that might be useful. I know it's kind of ironic that I'm streaming now on the one time slot that I said that I would probably be cutting, but well, I never said I was consistent, because I'm certainly not that, and I'm thinking I'm going to go back to the if I feel like streaming on a day I don't usually stream, I am just gonna watch somebody else stream instead, because I really want to like strike a balance and not have one overtaking the other completely. Because I've definitely talked about this before, because I love writing, but if that's all I'm doing, it will just eat me up. Like, it will consume me. I will not eat. I will not sleep. I won't even remember to get up to go to the toilet or stretch. So yeah, story stuff can really mess me up, but I love it. And I love streaming too, so striking a balance is what I gotta do. I think we all end up being consistent, inconsistencies. We sure do. Is that not the definition of the human condition? Once again, I did not make a list of things that I needed to talk about, because there is actually a fair amount, but I am still getting a new desk. Put a down payment on that yesterday. And it's gonna change up a little bit, because it's L-shaped, but the way it's L-shaped means it's gonna reorient a little bit in my room. So I will be over here, and I'll have the two monitors in front of me. It might actually even go under my window to get some natural light in, which would be good. Which would be really, really good. There'll be like under desk space, a whole lot more. It's supposed to get like cabinets and stuff. Not sure what's gonna happen to my big mirror. I do not know where that's gonna go, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, I actually got so hyped about the new desk that I looked up the one that I have on Amazon to see how much I could sell it on for. I'm thinking maybe 45 quid. And I was looking at the preview image, and it was like a mock-up of how you could set it up. And I was looking at it, and I was just like, wow, I have been grievously misusing the space that I have. So I now have primary monitor over here. So it's like L-shaped, like that. I'm not sure that's actually a very good way of putting it. Like that? I don't know. But I had one monitor here and one monitor here, so it was like literally like that. But now I have them sort of slanted. I keep showing myself on the preview, but the camera is over here. So they're like right next to each other, and the camera just slots between them. The microphone is poking out from behind. Hopefully it won't pick up any of my mouse clicking, or at least not as much of it. And I actually had space for my mini monitor. I thought I didn't have space for my mini monitor, but it's right here. It's got Stream Manager on it, and it's tiny! I never opened the box before. I just bought it and then put it away. I have a tiny monitor now. I also set up a bunch of new scenes. I got a retro one set up, which I definitely talked about on Twitter. Got cat cam. You can see Toby's butt. Actually, I'm not sure that's his butt. I think that's actually... I don't know what that is. It's part of Toby. I did my border a little bit, although I see that I am actually poking out a little bit. I'll fix that. No, that's a cat cam. I also figured out how to do this. Oh, magic. But if it's poking out there, it means it's probably poking out on other things. But yeah, I've got a cat cam. Stream end and that same BRE hasn't really changed much. Desktop mode, I used, what do you call it? I've forgotten the word. I've completely forgotten the word. Something capture. It's probably actually written right here. Display capture, so I don't actually have to keep specifically clicking which windows that I want to show you guys. So it just does it automatically, which is a hell of a lot easier, and I always wondered how everybody did that without actually ever exploring it myself. And I only found out because one of the games I loved playing as a kid was Stronghold, and it has like a really chill mode. You don't have to have attacks at all. You can just like run a base, like have people and just build a society or whatever. And I've had that in my library on Steam now in ages, but I only booted it up the other day. And because it's such an old game, the way it's framed, it's like, it's got like a huge like sort of wooden ornate backdrop, and then a tiny like 4x3 window that is the actual game. So, and it didn't work on desktop capture, on game capture or window capture. So I googled it, and it was like, oh yeah, it works on desktop capture. So I now use that, and I had to zoom in. The thing is, this was such an absolute piss take to put together. Because every time you alt-tabbed out of the game to try and adjust it in OBS, it didn't capture anymore, so I had to sort of wing it going back and forth. It was so silly. This is a bit off, but no, it's fine, it's fine. I'm just looking at the sidebar. It looks a bit weird, but it's fine. Maybe. Yeah, sure, it's fine. And I like remapped some of my SparkPad buttons, so now actually if I press this, it goes to the starting screen, and 2 is just chatting, whereas before I didn't actually have a button for the starting screen, because why would I? But considering last week I had an emergency because I was crying, it looks really ugly when I cry, I was like, I don't want to be on this, I don't want you to see my face no more, so I didn't have a quick button to get back here. So now I do, just in case of emergencies. And I'm sure there are other things I was going to talk about, but I can't remember what they are. See, that's what the small monitor would have been for, is to have like a list of things to talk about on it. But right now, it's just got Stream Manager, because I apparently needed to have that on another screen. No, I fucking didn't. I did not. I did not. Can't remember what else I was going to say. As usual. As usual. Oh, another thing I'm going to try and do is I'm going to balance out the kind of games we play per week. I already talked about Sundays for chill games, and for summer it's only Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday that we stream, but during the week I do want to play roguelikes, but I'm going to try and shake it up a little bit so I'm not playing too many hack and slashers, because while that is the roguelikes we're generally good at here, I want to like branch out and play other ones. So I'm going to focus on Dead Cells for the bit, I think. Because something else I did, I made up an entirely new like schedule, what do you call it, a template, just for Halloween, just for October, and it's all like spooky and orange, and it's got, instead of like the daisy and the rose, it's got like the old creep mask that we once had as an emote, and the Skelly Rogers, and it's all like orange, and I'm gonna play scary games that month. To my detriment, probably, but we're gonna play some sort of quote-unquote spooky roguelikes, like, for example, Have a Nice Death, and I also managed to get my hands on The Binding of Isaac. I already owned The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which I think is interesting, but we'll start with the first one. I've never played Binding of Isaac before. There's like a whole lot of roguelikes that I've never played. The important thing is that you've used events to help you to improve your stream and notice things that you're missing. Yes. And I'm a bit annoyed with myself that I never considered just putting that pixel heart in as it was. I had to like stick skeletal hands on it, which was honestly fine, but I like the way it is without it. Might actually redo it a little bit, because I'm not a huge fan of the pink backdrop at the bottom there, but I've tried removing it and it just looks kind of silly. So I need to like alter it a little bit so it's less silly. But something else I did last week is just go through my wish list and basically buy every game that was on sale. I say every game, I did limit myself to £10. That was under like £3. So I've got a bunch of new games. And some of them were free. Like I went through the entire roguelike tag just to like see what's there, and there's a whole lot of stuff there. And I looked at my queue, and do you know what? It's gotten really weird. For some reason there are like 3 porn games in my queue. Don't know really why that was. But that was not the point I was trying to make, that was just a funny aside. Yeah, I just got like a whole lot of games. I've got a thing called Bit Dungeon, which looks really cool. I can actually show you this now if I can remember how buttons work, because that hasn't changed. I still don't know how buttons work. Oh, right, yeah. Bit Dungeon. It was 79p. But it's like a little old school roguelike, which looks really cool. I really like it. I'm probably gonna suck at it, but the thing is, I market myself now as a professional roguelike streamer, and while that is true, don't forget that one, why am I so far over? Okay, that's annoying me, and I have to do something about that. It could just be because I was just leaning like this. Yeah, professional doesn't mean good, it just means I get paid for it, which is also untrue in this context. I don't, specifically. But, what was my point? I had a point. My point was that nobody is good at a game that they've never played before. They have to learn it. That was my point. sometimes I do have them. They're in there somewhere. But yeah, I'm going to save more Have a Nice Death for Halloween as well. I might have mentioned that. I got a bit preoccupied with Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac, it's one of those games that I keep hearing about for the longest time, never watched anybody play. And then I think I caught Ghostly Tuna playing. Oh my gosh, look at that boy! He's playing with his own tail. And of course I had to have an entire scene that was just the cat camera. That's my baby. Yeah, I'm looking forward to honestly just finishing furnishing my flat, because there was just like a whole lot that I still want to do, and a lot of it is contingent on where my stream desk is gonna go and all that stuff. Also, when I switch out the desks, it's gonna be a whole thing. I'm gonna try. I think me and my brother were aiming to do the whole thing in like the first week of August, because I won't be streaming that week. So in that week, I can take this whole setup apart, which I absolutely have to, because I'm rearranging this stuff to maximize the usefulness of this desk. All the wires we got tangled. I don't know what the hell is going on back there anymore. So that has to be fixed. And cute boy. he's just cleaning himself. Anyway, but yeah, first week of August is when we're planning to get it done. We can't actually, we were aiming for first week of July, but he's got a whole lot on his plate. And that's start of, I think, end of the first week of July is TwitchCon. And my younger brother and my parents are all going to that. And so they're kind of leaving my older brother a little bit in the lurch. Hey Candle, how you doing? Hope you're having a good Sunday. So yeah, fuck. What the hell was I saying? Oh my gosh, my ability to forget what I'm saying 3 seconds after it's left my mouth. Yeah, the point is there's not enough time between now and July for him to like sort his shit out and actually help me. Because I don't know how to put the showing table together. I would probably break all my fingers. Oh, Tobes is just having a nice time. He's such a cute boy, and I'm really happy with this camera. It's such good quality, and it better bloody be for the amount I paid for it. Twitch baby! Thanks, Candle. And I forgot I don't have... I didn't move an alert box over there, but thank you. He's a cute boy. I'm gonna do that right now before I forget. That was just like, that's the wrong thing. This one's just called Cat. There you go. Yeah, thank you so much for the resub, Candle. Much appreciated. Oh my goodness, great cat action. I think you just saw something out the window. Oh, I was going to say something connected to my big desk. Oh yeah, it's because I've got to paint on this wall behind the desk too, in between taking it apart and selling this one on and getting the new one in and putting that together and setting everything back up again. And I got a over here, which you can't see. Actually you can, it's literally where the camera is pointing at, where the white this thing is. That's where I'm going to put Toby's cat tree, which I'm going to get him for his birthday in September. So like, it's a whole thing. I'm so glad he really likes that spot. It's such a good spot. And look at that boy go. Handsome. Yeah, just like a lot's been happening. And a lot's going on. And I'm pretty sure there's still like stuff that has happened and that have...
Look at this distinguished gentleman. Look at the way he is sitting. Yes, very distinguished. I see.
See, that's what that alert's for. This is what that alert is for. Look at him, he's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Prime Kitty content. See, this is why I wanted a wireless webcam. So I could do exactly this. Or rather, he could do exactly this. Angle's a bit off, but... My goodness. What a beautiful boy. Well, you can still see his cat butt in that corner. He's getting so big. It's so lovely to see him. But yeah, I'm taking him in for his vaccinations on Wednesday, which he's not going to be happy about, but neither am I. But at least it's going to be his vaccinations. Although while we're there, I might ask him to check his teeth, just in case, because I had noticed a little bit of inflammation still going on. And but I'm not going to let him take teeth again, at least not for a while. Not during at least the same quarter of the year that he had his vaccinations, because he hates going to the vet, and I don't want to subject him once again to the kennel right now. Not on top of getting his vaccinations as well. Like, I want to stagger it out, but I probably will get it done before the end of the year. So that's like, I don't want him to keep teeth if it's just causing him pain, but I also don't want to just like pile on the stress of repeatedly taking him to the vets like we did back in March. He's a cute boy though. He's a very cute boy. Also, I think something I'm going to do is actually not use my backlights, the big flashy fairy lights that I usually have on. At least not during the morning, and maybe not during the evening streams in summer, because we get like a lot of light in anyway, and I can actually keep my curtains open until like 11 PM because it's still light. So, and it saves power, and that's not really something you need to know, but it's just one of the little things that have somewhat changed. What a distinguished gentleman. I wonder if there's such a thing as a wireless webcam you can control the orientation of. With like a remote or something, because I don't want to lean over there to adjust it, because it would spook the boy. Yeah, exactly. Like, in the morning, I think I just got used to no, Toby, don't play with that. Toby! Seriously, that camera has been up there. Toby! Has been up there for about 5 days. And it's only now that he's like, what the fuck is that? Toby, you being good? You being a good boy? He's in the window now. He's in the window. Alright. What time is it? It's about 11:30. It's about the time we'd normally start the stream. By normally, I mean in the past. I'm thinking we might play a little something this morning, because last weekend I was going to play some more Cat Burglar, which we started on little Toby's 1 year anniversary of living with me stream. And it is a nice, fun, chill little game that doesn't require too much brain power. And isn't like super stressful either, it's just kind of nice. It's just kind of nice. Right. Yes. Shut up, Cuphead. Shut up, Cuphead. Don't know why I said like that. I think having the stream manager actually on the screen is very useful, because it sort of encourages me to actually look at it and remember to change stream categories. Also to talk good. I've also changed the format of my stream titles, because I kind of got bored of being grammatically incorrect or whatever it was that I was doing. Right, yeah, so, oh, and I also have the perfect thing to play for Toby's birthday stream, which we will be doing, because I'll be getting in that giant ass cat tree and pointing a camera at it for more permanent fixtures. I recently discovered, because we played a building full of cats a while back, and that was absolutely delightful, I've recently discovered a castle full of cats by the same dev team, which is essentially a sequel where you're like working through a castle and finding all the cats in big wide expanses, and it just looks really, really nice. What the hell am I doing on YouTube? That is the wrong place. Yeah. I think one of the problems with having a lot of screens is I don't really know what's going on anymore. There's too much to look at. A little bit too much to look at. Just a little bit.